So we are calculating all the stresses at a location x meter from the top. Okay, so this is sigma zs is equal to oh.
Just a minute, sir.
Hello. Yeah. Sarang, I think you sent a document for my signature, right? Yeah. No problem. Okay. I will let me take this class and I'll get back to you. Uh, right. And one document I need to sign and send, right? Okay. Thank you. Okay. So stress due to the shell weight. Okay. What is? So we calculate all the stresses at a distance x meter from the top. So Ws divided by pi t di plus t. Okay. Ws is the weight of the shell for a length of x meter. Okay. Second one is stress due to insulation in the shell calculated at a distance x meter from the top. Shell calculated at x meter from top. Okay, so sigma zi is equal to wi divided by pi t di plus t. Okay, so wi is basically the weight of insulation at x meter from the top. Okay, then if some liquid is there in the trays or in the body, so that the stress, compressive stress is generated because of that. Stress due to liquid supported by trays, etc. at x meter from the top. Okay, so sigma ZL will be WL pi t di plus t. Okay, WL is basically the weight of liquid up to height x meter from top. Okay, then we come to the attachment. Attachments are basically heads and the bottoms are known as the attachment, ladder, platform, trays, etc. Stress due to the weight of attachments, trays, top head. Bottom will never come because we are calculating at a length x meter from the top. So therefore, we will be only coming top head. If there are any ladders, platform, etc. Also, again, up to x meter from top. So that is the sigma ZA. This is WA divided by pi T di plus T. Okay. WA is the weight of attachment. So total compressive stress is due to dead load is summation of all this. So sigma ZW is equal to sigma ZS plus sigma ZI plus sigma ZL plus sigma ZA. Okay. Third load will be calculating due to the dynamic loads. So longitudinal stress bending stresses due to dynamic loads. Okay. So axial stress due to, so these are basically wind load and seismic load. So axial stresses due to wind load. This wind load is again tensile for the upwind side and compressive for the downwind side. So if you have a vessel, if the wind is blowing from the north to south, so the north facing side of the vessel will be facing a tensile stress, and the south facing side of the vessel will be experiencing a compressive stress. Okay, so this is tensile for upwind side, is compressive for downwind side. So PBW is equal to K1, K2, P1, H1 D naught. So PBW is total wind force acting on the bottom part with height less than 20 meter. Okay. K1 is equal to 0.7 for cylindrical surface. K2 is equal to 1 if period of natural vibration. Period of natural vibration is less than equal to 0.5 second, and this is equal to 2 if period of natural vibration is beyond 0.5 second. Okay. P1 is wind pressure in the bottom part. You can refer table 9.1. In table 9.1 of your book, there are the values of wind pressures are given. Okay. D naught is outer diameter of the vessel. How to calculate the outer diameter of the vessel? If the inner diameter is known, then with the method of the first chapter, you can calculate the standard thickness of wall thickness. Therefore, di plus 2 ts will be the outer diameter. Okay. H1 height of the bottom part. Bottom part means the height which is less than equal to 20 meter. Okay. Next is PUW. PUW is equal to K1, K2, P2, H2, D naught. So PUW is basically the total wind force acting on the upper part of vessel of height 20 meter. So if the height is 25 meter, then we are talking about the 5 meter only. Okay, H2 is the height above 20 meter. It is 5 meter for 25 meter tall vessel, and P2 is the wind pressure for upper part. Once these are calculated, then you calculate the bending moment. So for vessel for H less than 20 meter, the bending moment is calculated by this formula PBW multiplied by H by 2. Okay. If for H above 20 meter, okay, MW is equal to PBW H1 by 2 plus PUW H1 plus H2 by 2. Okay. And the bending stress arising out of it is given as sigma ZWM because of the wind load. It is 4MW divided by pi T di plus T di. Okay, this is how they calculated the bending stress. Okay, so again sigma ZWM is the basically the longitudinal stress due to the wind moment. Wind moment, and this tensile for upwind side, there is compressive for downwind side. Okay. Next stress that we are going to consider is stress due to seismic load. MS is given as CS W x square 3h minus x divided by 3h square. Okay. CS is seismic coefficient. It can be you can get it from table 9.2. Okay. W is the total weight of the vessel. Then H is the actual height of vessel. And we are calculating MS at a location X from the top. Okay. And period of vibration is basically period of natural oscillation of the tall vessel. This is given from this correlation. Time period in second is 6.35 into 10 to the power minus 5 h by d raised to the power 3 by 2 w by t to the power 1 by 2. So h is the total height of the vessel including the support height in meter. Because this is a dimensional correlation. So this H is the total height of the vessel, including the support height. Because yes.
Sir, while calculating bending moment, what was H1 and H2 in the second part?
Here.
The second part. What is H1 and H2 over here?
Greater than 20 meter thing.
What?
Meter.
For second part, H is greater than 20 meter.
Mm-hmm.
MW is PBW into H1 by 2. So what is this H1 and H2?
H1 is the height of the part which is less than 20 meter.
Okay.
And H2 is above that. The portion beyond that is related to upper part, and this is related to lower part. And the lower part is the height which is less than 20 meter, and upper part is the height beyond 20 meter. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So frequency time period of vibration of natural frequency is so in this here H is given the total height of the vessel including the support height, because it's basically standing on the ground. Okay. D is di plus t, that is the that is in meter. T is the thickness, and W is total weight of vessel, and this is in kilonewton. So units are very important because this relation is basically an empirical relation. T is the corroded wall thickness. Corroded wall thickness is basically standard thickness of the wall minus corrosion allowance. This is in meter. Okay. So sigma ZSM is given as 4ms divided by pi t di plus t into di. Okay. So after calculating all these stresses, we calculate the resultant longitudinal stress for tensile. We have sigma z maximum will be equal to sigma zp, because that is the tensile stress, minus sigma zw, because that is the compressive stress, plus sigma zwm. We'll consider the upwind side stress, because we are calculating the maximum stress, plus sigma ZSM. Okay. Similarly, the resultant compressive stress sigma Z maximum should be sigma ZW plus sigma ZWM plus sigma ZSM minus sigma ZP, because sigma ZP is basically a tensile stress. So we're calculating both compressive stress maximum value and the tensile stress maximum value. Then at x meter from the top. Okay. Then we check two criteria. Sigma Z maximum tensile should be less than F into J. What is F? F is basically the maximum allowable stress of the material of construction of the vessel, and J is the weld joint efficiency factor. And you have already learned it is typically 0.9 or 0.85, whatever Professor Ganguly has already told you. I think it is 0.85 you said, right? So it is a weld joint efficiency factor. and F is the maximum allowable stress of the material at the temperature. And sigma Z max, that is compressive one, should be less than 0.125 ET by D naught. E is the Young's modulus of the material. T is the wall thickness. You can take corroded wall thickness, and D naught is the outer diameter of the vessel. Now these two equations are solved. And if, and we solve for X. So what do we solve? We solve for X. If X is above the is greater than actual height of the vessel, then design is all right. If it is not, what will be the option? The option is we have to select another sheet of the metal of different thickness, and then recalculate X and check whether X is greater than the actual height of the vessel. Okay. Now before so with this, so this is the whole design of the whole of the tall vessel design. Now for the calculate the H1, H2, etc., I would like to just tell you how to calculate the bending moment due to wind load for a vessel more than 20 meter. For the vessel less than 20 meter is not a problem. Okay. The question the student, she asked about H1 and H2. So I'm just trying to give an explanation over that, how to calculate that. So calculation procedure, bending moment due to wind load for vessel more than 20 meter. Vessel having height more than 20 meter, say 25 meter. Okay. So this height is 25 meter from the ground. This height is 20 meter from the ground. And we are calculating all the stresses at a location X meter from the top. ক্লাসে আছে। So we are calculating all the stresses at a height X meter from the top. That means this height is X meter. Okay. So at a location, this location is, let's say, PP prime. Location PP prime, X meter from the top. PUW will be calculated as K1, K2, P2, H2 D naught, and PBW, that is for the lower part, K1, K2, P1, H1 D naught. Here H2 is clearly 5 meter and H1 is X minus 5 meter. Okay, so you can calculate MW as PBW H1 by 2 plus PUW H1 plus H2 by 2. Okay, so you can calculate the bending moment at a location x meter from the top. Okay, for the seismic load, so it is already, the expression is already given at the x meter from the top, so there is no problem. Now, once you calculate all the resultant longitudinal stress and resultant compressive stress, tensile stress and compressive stress, then compressive tensile stress has to be compared with Fj, and the compressive stress has to be compared with the relation with Young's modulus, that is 0.125 E T by D naught. So once these two equations have to be solved for x, and if x turns out to be larger than the height of the vessel, then your design is perfectly all right. Otherwise, you have to change the thickness of the shell for the fabrication of the vessel, so that the x becomes more than, greater than the height of the vessel. Okay, so this is how the design of the tall vessel will be done. So I think the assignment is already uploaded, right?
Yes, sir.
So please go through there is a problem that has been solved in the textbook. So please go through that. And the assignment problem, we have simplified it further. There was no ladder, there was no insulation. So only you have to consider the shell weight of the head, and weight of the liquid, because in the assignment, I think it is filled up with liquid. The weight of the liquid up to a height x meter, up to a cross section located at x meter from the top. Calculate all the stresses, formulating the governing equation of x, and then solve for x and evaluate whether x is greater than 25 meter or whatever the height is given. I think 25 meter is given in the problem. So whether it is greater than that or it is less than that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Saurabh and Devas, is there anything to tell them?
So like I've sent the mail, I've used mail tracker, but the mail hasn't been seen yet.
Yeah,
Actually, we are
So-
listing, and Devashish, we are listing the, the students who are who have attended. So by tonight or by tomorrow, we will post our Excel sheet detailing all the student names who have submitted and also those who haven't.
I think
Also-
that's very important,
Where-
because the final grading will be based on that. Okay, so you make sure that all your assignments have reached to the proper email address or not.
Sir, there
Sir,
was
and
one more doubt.
Yes.
Sir, in the it is written it's assignment 1, but for its assignment 3. Sir, so what were we supposed to write?
It's basically assignment 1 from our part. So whatever the number of assignment you give, but we know the problem, so we know the solution also. So by looking into the problem, whatever you have solved, we can identify which assignment you are basically addressing.
Sir, so in the mail we should write assignment number, like for this assignment we should write assignment 2 or assignment 4.
No,
you write
we have
assignment 2.
numbered, sir. I think we have numbered it like assignment 1, assignment 2. So should they follow the same nomenclature or should we change it?
No, you can follow the same nomenclature. And I think in this assignment, in today's assignment, there are two parts. The first part is the design of the tall vessel, and the second part is the skirt support design.
Yes.
Right? The
Yes.
skirt support design we will do in the next class, not in today's class. So in this assignment, the last assignment, the first part has been taught in today's class, and the support design we'll do in the next class. So in this assignment, you have to address up to part number 1 only. That's right, Saurabh? Devashish?
Yes, sir. That's
Yeah.
okay.
Sir, and also like should we submit in the same mail thread, because it will be easy for them and easy for.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
But sir, I think if they submit in the same mail thread, maybe the title, because actually what we did is that we have told them to give the subject as assignment number, then roll number, then name. So
Okay.
if they
Dhika,
follow the same mail thread,
You
I
send
think,
you send a new mail. What is the problem?
yeah, that is the thing. I think if they send a new mail, that would be better, because
Right.
anyway we are publishing the list of the students.
Ah,
They are
you
who
send a
are
new-
submitting, who are not submitting.
send a new mail. Okay, then
Uh,
I think we can stop here.
Sir, I had a doubt. What
Yes.
is the tray in the tall vessels? I mean, what do we mean by tray here?
Tray means actually you are in second year. When you come to third year and fourth year, you will be you will be learning the distillation column. In distillation column, there are some internal constructions like trays. There are a number of trays are put inside the wall of the distillation column, and there is a special arrangement of the trays in order to have a very good mixing of the gas and liquid stream. So these trays which are internally put inside a column for whatever purpose, the purpose is basically good mixing. Their weights are also considered as an attachment.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, then we can leave.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Saurabh?
One minute.
Hello, sir.